Hi guys, welcome to Pabbly Connect workshop. So in this video we will learn how to integrate Razorpay and Zenler. Our use case is pretty simple. When a new sale is made in Razorpay, it will assign a course automatically in new Zenler. Now Razorpay is a payment provider and Zenler is a learning management system. So what we are going to do is, we are going to send the data from Razorpay to Zenler. But there is one minor problem. There is actually no integration between Razorpay and Zenler. That is why, in cases like these, we need to bring a third app to connect them both. So in this video, we will use Pabbly Connect to integrate Razorpay and Zenler. And the best part of using Pabbly Connect is, there is no need for coding skills or programming language. It can be done easily. Let me show you on my screen.
Okay, so to begin the process, first type pabbly.com in your browser. pabbly.com. Press enter. Okay, so this is the website of pabbly.com. Here hover on products and you will be brought to connect. Okay, at the bottom you will find the option called as connect. Click on connect. Then click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also create your own free account in just 2 minutes. Here I would like to mention one more thing, that Pabbly Connect offers a plan where this integration can be tried out absolutely free. So if you want, you can create your own account right now and set up your own automation. The link is available in the description box. Actually, I would insist that you try this automation with me. It's actually pretty fun. Okay, so scroll down and here again you will find the option called as connect and then click on access now. Okay, at the right corner you will find a button called as create workflow. Click this. A dialog box appears in front of you. It is asking you to give a name to this workflow. I am going to give it as Razorpay to Zenler. Then click on create. So when you click on create, a window appears in front of you. This is called as the trigger window. Here in the choose app, let's make it as Razorpay, because we want to send the data from Razorpay. That is why. In the choose method, let's make it as payment captured. So payment captured is a trigger. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger? Trigger is a if statement. It asks a question, if the condition is met, what should be done? For example, when a payment is captured, then what action should be taken by the system? Actually, there are many more triggers like order paid, invoice partially paid, payment failed, payment authorized, payment dispute created, and so on. Even related to refund speed change, refund process, refund created, and so on. However, in case if you don't find the trigger of your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com for the specific trigger that you want to make. But at present, I want to send the data when a payment is captured. So let's keep the choose method as payment captured. Okay, so basically the gist of the process is very simple. We want to send the data when a payment is captured in Razorpay. So basically we are integrating Razorpay to Pabbly Connect. So let's have a look at Razorpay. So this is my dashboard of Razorpay. Since we are interested in integrating Razorpay to Pabbly Connect, let's go to this part. At the down bottom, left bottom, you will find the option called as settings. Click on settings. Of course, I'm not unlock it. Okay. So at the top, you will find the option called as webhooks. Click this. So we are going to add a new webhook. So that is why at the right corner, you will find a button, add new webhook. Click this. Okay, so this is the setup page of webhook. So here it is asking for a webhook URL. To get the webhook URL, let's have a visit to Pabbly Connect again and copy this. This is the webhook URL you want. Simply copy this and then paste it here. The secret, let's keep it as empty. The alert email is of course your email with which you have logged in. Okay. Now comes to the most important part. Active events. Active events is basically those events when the data should be sent. The active events are basically those events which when triggered will start sending the data. So we want to send the data when a payment is captured. So just check on this button called as payment captured. Just take it and then click on create webhook. Okay, so it is showing the webhook has been saved successfully. So basically at this point, Pabbly Connect has been integrated with Razorpay. So this means anytime a new payment is captured in Razorpay, it will be reflected in Pabbly Connect. Now, so as to ensure that Pabbly Connect captures the data when a new payment is captured, let's go to Pabbly Connect and click on this button called as Capture Webhook Response. Okay, so it is showing it is waiting for the data. So let's create a payment. So before we create a payment, let's have a look at Zenler. So this is our Zenler dashboard. So we have a student, let's say, called as 𝗪𝗯𝗆. Okay, so this is the email address 𝗪𝗯𝗆1991@gmail.com. So we are going to fill in the details of the existing customer. So let's fill in. I have auto filled it. Okay, so your obvious question is, why are we filling the details of the existing student in Zenler in Razorpay? I will explain you in detail later, but at present let's fill in the details of the existing student in Zenler. So the first name is Aaron, the last name is Manuel, the email is aaronmanuel1991@gmail.com. This is the phone number and this is the amount. Just click on pay, and I'm going with the card. So these are the card details. Okay, then click on pay, skip savings card, click on success. Okay, so a payment has been made. A payment of 1500 has been made. So let's see, since Pabbly Connect is integrated with Razorpay, has it captured this data or not? Yes, the data has been captured. So let's have a look at the data. So the details are, so this is the name of the card. That's not we are interested in. Yeah, okay, so these are the names of the student. Okay, this is the first name, that is Aaron, this is the last name, and this is the email, and this is the contact. Okay, so basically we have got all the data we need from Razorpay. So now we have to sync in this data to assign a course to a student in new Zenler. Now here we have two choices. The first one is if the student already exists in new Zenler. The second one is if the student doesn't exist in new Zenler. Actually, let me show you with a flowchart. You will understand it better. Okay, so this is the flowchart. Here we have two options. Okay, if the student exists, okay, then simply assign a course to him. If he doesn't exist, then we have to create a student and then assign a course to him. Okay, let me repeat it again. So if a student exists, all you have to do is you have to assign a course to him. If he doesn't exist, then we have to create a student and then assign a course to him. Okay, so basically now our first priority is to find out whether the student exists or not. So your obvious question right now is, how am I supposed to find it? Well, it's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is just click on this plus button. So when you click on this plus button, another window opens up. So this is called as the action window. Here in the choose app, since we are interested in finding if the student exists in Zenler or not, let's make the app as Zenler. Zenler, okay. In the choose method, since we are interested in searching the student, let's make the method as search a student. Then click on connect with Zenler. Okay, in the new credentials, we have two blanks to fill, the API key and the school account. So to get the API key, let's visit our Zenler account. So this is my Zenler account. Here let's go to this part called as profile, click this, and here you will find the option called as settings at the right corner, settings. So scroll down at the left end, and here at the bottom you will find developers. Click on API key. So this is the API key you want. Simply copy this and paste it here. Now comes the school and account. The school and account is basically your subdomain. So our subdomain is basically, my subdomain is basically Pabbly. So simply copy this and paste it here. Okay, so all the blanks has been filled. So we are ready to click on save. Just click on save. So when you click on save, it basically means that you have integrated Zenler to Pabbly Connect. So as you can see, you will find a blank called as search keyword. So here we are going to find the student if it exists in Zenler or not. So we are going to find the student with help of the email, because the emails are unique. Okay, the names are not unique, but the emails are very unique. That is why we are going to search the student on the basis of their email. For example, here we are going to map in the email that we have received. So the email was aaronmanuel1991@gmail.com. Okay, so let's map it. So this button is called as the mapping button. Simply click this and here just type email. So we will get the email. This is the email, aaronmanuel1991. Okay, so just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing the message as success, and the data item 0 ID is showing a particular set of ID. So whenever there is an existing student, it will always return an ID. Okay, if there is no existing student, it won't return an ID. I repeat again, if there is a student, if there is already an existing student, it will return an ID. Okay, this part. Okay, this is the ID. If there is no student, it won't return an ID. So that's the proof if the student exists or not. Okay, so how about we work with the student that doesn't exist in Zenler. So let's go to student, and let's go with a name. Let's say strawberry123@gmail.com. Strawberry123. Okay, so there is no person with this email strawberry123@gmail.com. So let's enter. Let's delete this. So we are just basically doing an experiment. Strawberry123@gmail.com. Okay, so just click on save and send test request. Okay, it's the message is again showing success, but this time it is not returning an ID because there is no student called as strawberry123@gmail.com. Okay, so let's go with another student. Let's say this time the name is haystack123ertg@gmail.com. So let's have a look. Haystack123. Again, there is no detail found because there is no student. So let's again copy this. Let's enter it here. Okay, then click on save and send test request. Okay, again the message is showing success, but again this time there is no ID showing. Okay, because there is no student. So let's go with a student that already exists. Let's go with this student. People. Let's go to people. Okay, so I'm going with a student. Let's say Moriarty James. Okay, there is a student that exists called as Moriarty James. The student exists. So we are going to type in this detail, Moriarty James 123@gmail.com. So again, let's click on save and send test request. Yes, this time the ID is showing because this student called as Moriarty James does exist in Zenler. That is why it is showing the ID. So basically the gist of the process is that we have shown you that if a student exists, it basically will return the ID. If it doesn't return the ID, that means the student doesn't exist. Okay, so let's map in the email again, once again. Okay, and then click on save and send test request. So this is the ID for this email, aaronmanuel1991@gmail.com. Okay, this is the ID. Okay, so this was the case if the student exists. But what if the student is not present in new Zenler? So in cases like these, we have to create a student first and then assign a course. So in order to dissociate the cases where the student already exists from the cases where the student doesn't exist, we have to bring in the routers. Okay, so your obvious question is, what are routers? So routers are basically options by which your data will be directed to different streams based on the condition you add here. For example, this is our router. If the student exists, then well, we will simply assign a course to him. If he doesn't exist, first we will create a student and then assign a course to him. Let me repeat again. So this is our router. If the student exists, we will simply assign a course to him. Okay, if it doesn't exist, first we will create a student and then assign a course to him. So basically our data has been split into two streams by routers. So your next question is how to add a router. It's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is click on this plus button. So when you click on this plus button, another action window opens up. Here in the choose app, let's make it as routers because we want to dissociate the streams. Okay, so this is our router. Now it is showing two routes, route 1 and route 2. We can add additional route by just clicking on this plus button. So in the route 1, let's edit the name as if the student already exists. That's route 1. Click on update. Then for the route 2, if the student doesn't exist. Okay, if the student doesn't exist. Okay, or let's make it does not exist. Yeah, that's good. Then click on update. So we have two routes here, if the student already exists, if the student doesn't exist. So first we are going to make the workflow if the student already exists. So just click on this button called as settings. Click this. So here we are going to make the if statement on the basis of the ID we have collected. If the ID exists, well then that's good. That means the student already exists. So the ID that we had got was this. Just click on ID and this is the ID. Okay. So the ID, let me explain you again if you want. This is the ID that we have got. This is the ID. Okay. This is the ID of the student called as 𝗪𝗯𝗪𝗆 with the email address 𝗪𝗯𝗪𝗆1991. Okay. That's the email ID. That's the ID of the student. So let's type ID and let's map in the ID. Now let's make it as does exist or is exist. Yeah, this one. Then click on save and send test request. It will show as success. Yes, it is showing as success because the condition is true. There is a person called as 𝗪𝗯𝗪𝗆 and this ID does exist. Okay, so the student already exists. Now all we have to do is assign a course to him. So to assign a course to him, just click on this plus button. Again, an action window appears in front of you. Here in the choose app, let's make it as Zenler. Okay, in the choose method, let's make the method as assign a course or enroll user to a course. Okay, so choose app and choose method are ready. Just click on connect with Zenler. Okay, so we have the API key and the school account. So we know the drill. Just copy the API key and paste it here. Now comes the school account. Just copy this. This is the subdomain we want. In my case, that's Pabbly. I have basically copied this. Then I have pasted it here. Okay. Then click on save. Okay, so basically we have integrated Zenler again with Pabbly Connect. So in the student ID, it is showing nothing selected. So just basically toggle this to right and it is showing some dummy ID. Just delete this and we are going to map in the real ID. The ID was, scroll down. This is the ID. Okay, we know that belongs to 𝗪𝗯𝗪𝗆1991. Now enter the course ID. So let's make one course in this Zenler. I'm going to create a new course. The reason I'm showing this is because I want to show you how intuitive is Pabbly Connect. So basically you just create a course and it will be reflected there. For example, at present it is showing Science 201, Archaeology 101, English, Counter-Strike, Chemistry and Maths. Because let's go to our all courses. Okay, so it's showing all the courses. Science 201, Archaeology 101, English, Counter-Strike, Chemistry and Maths. Okay, so when we create a new course, let's say this time Paleontology. I'm sorry about the name. Okay, so this is some random course that's coming to my head. Okay, so course subtitle not necessary. We are just going to create a course, Paleontology. Okay, a course called as Paleontology has been created and then we are going to create a price for it. So we are going to add a plan. The plan is, let's keep it as free. Click on next. So the name of the plan is Paleontology free. Okay, Paleontology free. Okay, so just click on finish. Okay, so a course called as Paleontology has been created and the pricing plan is Paleontology free. So let's click on refresh and then expand it again. So we have a course called as Paleontology. Okay, so this is the course that I'm interested in entering the student. I'm going to enter the student into this course. Okay, that is why we have kept the course ID as Paleontology. So in the course plan ID, so let's have a visit again to Paleontology. Here, let's go to this part called as edit. Click here. So this is basically your course ID. Okay, just before edit, you have the course ID. Simply copy this and paste it here. Paste it. Okay, so all the details has been filled. Okay, so we are ready to assign a course to this person called as 𝗪𝗯𝗪𝗆. Click on save and send test request. So the API response is showing as success. The message is success. The user has been enrolled to the course called as Paleontology. Okay, so let's have a look in our course whether we have a student called as Aaron. Yes, there is a student called as 𝗪𝗯𝗆𝗆, and this is the email address 𝗪𝗯𝗆𝗆1991@gmail.com. Okay. So this was the case if the student already exists. So we basically just assigned a course to him. So we have to make a workflow if the student doesn't exist. So we have to create a student and then assign a course. So just click on done. Then go to if the student does not exist. Then click on settings. Okay, so again we are going to map in the ID. We know the ID. So this is the ID for 𝗪𝗯𝗆𝗆 1991. Okay, so this time let's make it as does not exist. Then click on save and send test request. So since 𝗪𝗯𝗆𝗆 already exists, the save and send test request, the response will be given as error or false. Okay, just click on save and send test request, you will understand. Okay, so it is showing the condition is false because the person called as 𝗪𝗯𝗆𝗆 or this ID already exists. This ID already exists. Okay, that is why it is showing the condition is false for does not exist. So let's exit from here for a while. So let's capture one more webhook response for the person, for the student that is not existing in Zenler. So just click on recapture webhook response. Okay, so it is showing it is waiting for the data. So let's refresh this and let's go to students once more. Where is the student? Let's go to courses and we have the students, all students here. So let's go with this name, honeyvel123@gmail.com. Let's see if there is a email ID called as honeyvel1232@gmail.com. @gmail.com. Let's have a look again. Okay. Yes, there is no student called as honeyvel1232@gmail.com. So I'm going to enter this person into the online course. So I'm going to paste it here. The first name is, let's say, Honey. The last name is Lily. The phone number is, let's say, 9131323915. That would do. So I'm going to click on pay. The preferred method is card. I'm just entering the random details. I know. Skip saving card. And then click on success. Okay, so a person called as Honey Lily, and with the email address, what was the email address? Email address called as honeyvel1232@gmail.com has been entered. So let's see whether Pabbly Connect has captured this data or not. Yes, it is showing the data has been captured. This is the first name, that is Honey Lily, honeyvel1232@gmail.com, and this is the phone number of this person called as Honey. So this person, Honey Lily, has not yet been entered into Zenler as a student. So let's scroll down, and here you will find again the entry that we had made of 𝗪𝗯𝗆𝗆 91. So we want to actually change the entry to the current one. So just refresh this. I'm refreshing it. Okay, so now it is showing honeyvel@gmail.com. So just click on save and send test request. Okay, so as I mentioned before, since honeyvel1232 is not present in our Zenler account, so the ID is not shown. Okay, it is not showing the ID. If it was present, it would have shown the ID. So this means the student doesn't exist. So we are ready to create a student. So let's go back to routers. Then let's go to settings. Okay. Then click on this plus button. We are going to create a student. So in the choose app, let's make it as Zenler. In the choose method, let's make it as add new user. We are going to create a student. That is why add a user. Then click on connect with Zenler. Now we know the drill. So we have the API key. Basically, we just copy this and we paste it here. Then again, just copy the subdomain, that is your school name or the account name. Okay, then click on save. So in the first name, we are going to map in the first name. So the name was Honey, I guess. Okay, so we are going to create a student with the name Honey. The last name was Lily, I think. Yes, it was Lily. The email. So why it is not showing email? Okay, so this is the email. So we are going to make him as a student. So we have changed it. Assign a random password. This is the random password. Okay. Then click on save and send test request. So the response is showing the person has been added successfully and we have generated an ID. So this is the ID for this person, 𝗪𝗵𝘆1232@gmail.com. Okay, so this is the ID. So now we are ready to assign a course to this person. So just click on this plus button. So we are going to assign a course to this person. So again in the choose app, let's make it as Zenler, this one. In the choose method, let's enroll user to a course. Okay, then click on connect with Zenler. We know the API key, so copy this and paste it here. The school name is basically Pabbly. We basically copy this and then we paste it here. Then we click on save. Okay, so we are going to enroll this person to a course. So the student ID, first of all, we have to toggle this to the right. So we are going to map it, remove this random ID that is coming, and then we are going to map in the real ID. So the ID was, let's have a look at the ID. So what was the ID that was generated? Okay, 7F4 and 77. Okay, so we want 7F4. So the name was 7F4. Okay, so this is the ID. We got the ID and the course ID is paleontology. Okay, that's excellent. And we want the course ID. So that's easy. Let's go to all course. Let's go to paleontology. And then let's have a look at pricing. And then let's have a look at the pricing and we are going to edit the pricing. So here we get the course ID. So copy this and then we paste it here. Then click on save. Okay, so it is showing the response score as 200, the message as success. So basically this means that the user has been enrolled to the course successfully in the plant paleontology. So let's have a look at this person. If there is a person called as 𝗪𝗵𝘆, so let's have a look at the courses first. Okay, it's already showing 2 enrollments. Okay, so Honey has been enrolled into the course. Okay, so the presence of this student in Zenler shows that we have successfully integrated Razorpay to Zenler with help of Pabbly Connect. This means anytime a new charge is captured in Razorpay, it will be reflected as a student in Zenler and a course will be assigned to him. But to double check it if the integration is working fine or not, let's make one more charge in Razorpay. But before that, let me show you the whole gist of the process. So let's go to Pabbly Connect once again. So let's save this and just click on done. Okay, just click on done. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this window. I'm going to minimize this window and I'm going to minimize this window. Okay, so basically this is the whole process in a nutshell. First you integrated Razorpay to Pabbly Connect and then you send the data from Razorpay to Pabbly Connect. Okay, then you integrated Zenler to Pabbly Connect and then you search the student if the student exists or not. Okay, and then again with the help of routers, you made 2 conditions. If the student already exists, if the student does not exist. So if the student already exists, so you just basically assigned a course to him. If the student does not exist, so you created a student and then you assigned a course to him. Easy? Okay. So let's create one more charge in Razorpay. So let's refresh this. So I'm going with a student that doesn't exist. So let's go with Trump. The first name is Trump, the last name is Biden, and the email is trumptowers123@gmail.com. Something random that's coming to my head, that's all. Phone number is 913-132-3913. Okay, so the amount, let's keep it as same. Just click on pay. So it's belong to the card. Okay, we have autofilled it. So these are the details. I have purchased. Keep saving cart. Okay, so it's showing success. Okay, so let's see whether a person called as Trump has been entered into the course of paleontology. So let's refresh this. Okay, so it is showing a person called as Trump has been enrolled into the course. Okay, so these are the students that we have enrolled. So in the first we have enrolled Aaron, So this was the student that was already existing in Zenler. He has been assigned to this course called as 𝗪𝗯𝗪𝗆, and then we assigned a person called as Honey. So this person called as Honey wasn't existing. We created a person called as Honey and then enrolled him to the course. Okay. Similarly, there was no person called as Trump in Zenler as a student. We created a person called as Trump and then enrolled him into this course called as 𝗪𝗯𝗪𝗆. So the presence of this student called as Trump and his enrollment in this course shows that our integration is working absolutely fine. This means anytime a new charge is made in Razorpay, it will be reflected as a student in the course in Zenler.
Not just these two apps, you can integrate up plenty of applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any queries, contact us at admin@pabbly.com. Our dedicated team members will help you to automate your workflows. Or better, just visit our website www.pabbly.com. It's awesome. Thanks.